These 10 wide receivers are skyrocketing up the rankings, but should they be? Before I break down these 10 players, I gotta remind you, flockfantasy.com/endgame is the ultimate fantasy football cheat code this year. You can put your fantasy football skills to the test by playing redraft against myself and Pierre and battle us for cash prizes. Ace your drafts like a pro with our exclusive draft course, our video course to help you dominate your drafts. Gain the edge with our top-notch draft rankings plus weekly in-season rankings. And get access to our secret knowledge with our bonus articles and videos that you cannot find anywhere else. And as a bonus, you can show off your fantasy skills in style with one of our Endgame t-shirts free to all Flock members. Sign up now at flockfantasy.com/endgame and get an amazing 30% off. So I'm going to go over the top 10 wide receivers who have seen their ADP rise over the last week, and I'm going to kind of explain why we're seeing it and whether or not I agree. So let's jump right in. The number one riser over the last week is Skyy Moore, and it makes a lot of sense. I think people are realizing that A, this guy's a good player, and B, there's not a lot of competition around him. I know last year it was the same thing. He was a rookie. This is not an easy system to adjust to as a rookie. It takes time. They've got another rookie there, Rashee Rice. I think he's going to probably struggle a bit this year. MVS, he's a one-trick pony, run straight. Kadarius Toney already injured. Justin Ross, Richie James. I mean, there's some guys here, but Skyy Moore has the potential to break away from these other guys and basically be the number 2 target behind Travis Kelce. So Skyy Moore skyrocketing up rankings on these ESPN drafts totally makes sense in every way. I will absolutely take plenty of shots on Skyy Moore late in drafts this year. Now, the number 2 guy was a little bit surprising to me, and that was Darnell Mooney. We haven't really heard much of him in camp. He's still recovering from that injury he had last year, not really doing a whole lot in camp. Maybe this had to do with the fact that Chase Claypool started the year on PUP, but now he's already off PUP. I'm not sure, but I do like Darnell Mooney this year. I think he's being slept on. Remember, this guy, his second year, went over 1,000 yards. Last year, a down year. Of course, they didn't try to throw it that much. I do think we see the Bears throw more this year. They added DJ Moore. It's going to be a different offense. So I'm a little surprised he's a riser because I'm not sure what's causing it, but I don't mind it because I do like Darnell Mooney this year as a late round sleeper. Then at number 3, we got Courtland Sutton. This is also a bit surprising to me because I know everybody loves Jerry Jeudy this year. They think Jerry Jeudy is just head and shoulders the best wide receiver on the Broncos roster, and all the other Broncos pass catchers are terrible. But the reality is none of the Broncos pass catchers are that good. They all do some things well and other things not so well, but Courtland Sutton, I think, is severely being undervalued in relation to Jerry Jeudy. It's like a 5-6 round difference in drafts, and that makes no sense at all. I'm not sure what's propping up his ADP, like why he's climbing. Maybe people are just starting to figure it out, like, oh yeah, hey, Courtland Sutton is still there. But regardless, I think Courtland Sutton, another guy being way slept on this year because he's pretty much burned people for 2 straight years. This year might be the year. I'm not going to say he's going to break out or he's going to be awesome or he's a must draft or anything like that, but he might be good. Then at number 4, another surprising name to me, KJ Osborn. I'm really surprised that this guy has seen his ADP rise because, again, we haven't really heard buzz about him out of camp. And, of course, Jordan Addison. Maybe people worried about him getting that citation for speeding. Maybe people thinking Jordan Addison's going to get suspended and then KJ Osborn will have to be the number 2 wide receiver. I don't see it happening. I think Jordan Addison is going to be awesome right out of the gate, right from the start. I think KJ Osborn is fine. He's nice. He's not really a guy I'm targeting ever since they did draft Jordan Addison. So I don't know. Maybe it's the whole, going 140 miles thing with Addison that is propping up Osborn's ADP. But to me, I don't understand it. I'm not propping him up. I'd much rather have Addison than KJ Osborn. Then at number 5, another Chicago wide receiver, Chase Claypool. Not a name I thought I would see on this list, but I guess the fact that he started on PUP and then got activated off of PUP pretty quickly has people excited about him, I guess. I'm still not excited about him. This guy looks like a one-year wonder to me. He's not a polished wide receiver. He's got a lot of holes in his game. And when you look at that rookie year in Pittsburgh, he scored 11 touchdowns that year. It wasn't like he was ripping off, 100-yard games, 10-catch games. He just scored a lot of touchdowns. I like DJ Moore. I like Darnell Mooney. I even kind of like the rookie, Tyler Scott. I don't really know if there's room for Chase Claypool here, so I don't get this one at all. I'm not drafting Chase Claypool. At number 6, we got a name I love to see, and that is Zay Flowers. He is starting to get some buzz in camp, and so is this Ravens offense. Pierre and I have been telling you guys all offseason, ever since they fired Greg Roman, hired Todd Monken, and re-signed Lamar Jackson, this offense is going to be different. It's going to be dynamic. It's going to throw the ball more. You're going to have 3 wide receiver sets, much more open offense. And Zay Flowers is one of the best wide receivers in this class. He can do everything. He can line up all over the field. He can win versus all types of coverage. He's going to be a monster in this offense. So I guess it's probably the camp hype that's propping him up, but I'm okay with it because I think Zay Flowers is going to be great this year, and I think his ADP should be going up even more. But if it's not, keep drafting him. Then at number 7 is Garrett Wilson, and I guess this also makes sense because he has Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback now, so people kind of jumping onto the Garrett Wilson train, but it shouldn't matter to you. You should be drafting this guy high. He should be going higher than he is in ESPN leagues, to be honest. This guy is an absolute stud. Aaron Rodgers is going to pepper this guy with targets. Who else are they throwing to? I mean, Corey Davis, Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb. I mean, come on. Garrett Wilson is going to have a massive target share. This is a huge quarterback upgrade from anybody he had last year. Garrett Wilson primed for a huge year 2. His ADP should be going up even more than this, but it's nice to see that it's at least going up. And then at number 8, DeAndre Hopkins makes sense because he did actually sign with a team. He's actually on an NFL team now, so that's probably going to bump up his ADP a bit. But man, I hate this landing spot. The Titans, this is one of the run heaviest offenses. You got Treylon Burks there. They're going to run through Derrick Henry. I don't know if there's enough here for DeAndre Hopkins. Hopkins no longer a guy. Look, Hopkins is still good. He can still do some things well, but he doesn't have that vertical part of his game anymore. He's more of the intermediate short guy, still a good contested catch guy, but he needs targets. The way his game is today, he needs targets. That was doing it for him last year in Arizona. He was getting double-digit targets pretty much every single week, racking up those receptions. That's not going to happen in Tennessee, so I don't see it for DeAndre Hopkins. I think his ADP should be going down, if anything. And then at number 9, maybe the most surprising name on this list to me is Zay Jones. Why? Why is Zay Jones' ADP going up? All we've heard is that Calvin Ridley looks awesome. We know Christian Kirk is going to be the slot number 2 guy. They signed Evan Ingram to an extension. I mean, where does Zay Jones fit in this offense? Like target number 4 at best? I know he was good last year. I know he came out of nowhere, helped your fantasy team, but man, it's hard to see a path for Zay Jones this year. He's going to need a Calvin Ridley injury to really have any chance at being fantasy relevant. I don't know what is propping up his ADP. I don't know why he's skyrocketing, but he shouldn't be. Please, don't draft Zay Jones. And then finally at number 10, a name I love to see, that is Elijah Moore. I am all about Elijah Moore this year. I know he's disappointed, or he disappointed last year. Attitude issues, not getting the ball in that Jets offense. This guy is a good wide receiver. He was a good prospect, had a good rookie year. His profile is good. He's a good player. And the Browns went out and traded for him. So you got to think they like him. They see something in him. And I keep talking about it. This Browns offense is going to throw more than people think. It's not going to be the old, Browns offense, ground and pound, slow, ugly offense. They added a lot of passing game weapons. They've got Deshaun Watson. He's going to be better. I will happily take shots on Elijah Moore late in my drafts. I'm glad to see other people agree. All right, so those are 10 wide receivers skyrocketing up fantasy drafts. But if you want to see my best pick round by round for rounds 1 through 10, check them out right here.